Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 9 p.m. English News Edition brought to you live from RTT channel. And tonight, as headlines, we have the National Response Plan for Drought and Water Shortages was officially launched today in Djibouti with the presence of Prime Minister Abdulkader Khalil and several government officials. And the national consultation process for the development of Djibouti's third national development began this morning at Kempinski Palace Hotel. And concerning the ceasefire in Gaza, Trump talks of a possible agreement while resistance reveals its conditions. Those were the top stories, and welcome back in our newsroom. Let's begin with the National Drought Response Plan launch across the whole country. Faced with an unprecedented drought, the Djiboutian government takes action following the alert issued by President Ismail Omar Guelleh. The National Response Plan for Drought and Water Shortages was officially launched today, Monday, July 7th, 2025, in the Republic of Djibouti, with the presence of Prime Minister Abdulkader Kamil Mohammed and several government officials. And due to the worsening drought affecting many regions of the country, the government has launched an urgent national response. This decision follows the alert issued by the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh. A special inter-ministerial committee led by Prime Minister Abdulkader Kamil Mohammed has been set up to manage and coordinate actions during this climate emergency. Today, the committee approved a national drought response plan during a high-level meeting. The plan includes urgent and targeted measures such as delivering food, clean waters, animal feed, and essential medicines to the most affected areas, providing also water tanks and purification tablets to ensure safe water for people and livestock, as well as expanding social protection programs, including emergency aid and cash transfers. Several ministries are involved in this effort, including the Ministry of Agriculture, Water, Fisheries, Livestock, and responsible for marine resources, the Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity, the Ministry of Defense through the Army Forces and the International Relations Directorate, the Ministry of the Interior and Regional Authorities, as well as the Ministry of Health. Taking the floor, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Health reported that they were present in the kilometer 13 areas part of the government's response to directives recently issued by the President of the Republic. This directive, she said, discussed during a high-level ministerial meeting aimed to support citizens impacted by the ongoing severe drought affecting the whole country. She did not fail to explain that trucks carrying essential food supplies and animal feed had been dispatched to support affected families and livestock. And according to her, this was considered the first step in a broader effort with similar initiatives planned for other regions in the interior of the country. She emphasized that the Ministry of Health was reported to be organizing the delivery of essential medical services to residents in remote areas hit by the drought. The Secretary General of the Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity stated that the response committee had developed a multi-sectoral national action plan in less than 48 hours. The plan was, she said, to prioritize the delivery of food aid to vulnerable families, the distribution of livestock feed, and ensuring regular access to safe drinking water. She noted that these operations were being conducted in close collaboration with the Djiboutian Army Forces, which had reportedly been working alongside the ministry for the past 3 months to deliver water in remote areas. She added that the current operations included sending convoys with food supplies and mobile medical units. And in his address, the Minister of Agriculture pointed out that the initiative had been launched in response to the guidance of President Ismail Omar Guelleh and within the framework of national efforts to comfort the severe drought impacting Djibouti and the wider Horn of Africa. He emphasized that the current situation was highly unusual both in its intensity and duration and required swift united actions. According to the Minister of Agriculture, the government's primary goal was to safeguard food security and protect the livelihood of rural communities, particularly those whose survival depends on livestock and small-scale farming. The Minister of Agriculture also stressed the importance of collaboration between ministries, local authorities, and humanitarian partners in delivering aid effectively to the most vulnerable areas. Moving on to the next story, emergency measures deployed in Tajura as part of a national drought response. As part of the national action plan launched by the President of the Republic to counter the severe and damaging effect of the ongoing drought, concrete steps have been taken to support the most affected communities, particularly in Tajura region, which has been hit especially hard by the crisis. And among the key measures prioritized are the rehabilitation of water wells, the delivery of essential food supplies, and distribution of livestock feed, all aimed at supporting households and preserving the livelihood of pastoral communities. In this context, a humanitarian convoy of 5 trucks carrying food aid arrived in Tajura today, Monday. Additionally, 8 water tankers have been mobilized to help address the growing shortage of drinking water. This delivery represents a significant milestone in the rollout of emergency assistance to the regions, especially in Tajura region. The convoy was officially received by the prefect of Tajura, Mohammed Abbas, alongside local authorities and representatives from the community. Distribution of the food supplies to the hardest hit localities is scheduled to begin tomorrow, Tuesday morning, following a coordination plan developed jointly with local relief committees. Taking the floor, the prefect of Tajura region, Mohammed Abbas, welcomed the arrival of the humanitarian convoy and expressed his appreciation for the swift response by the national authorities. He stated that the aid will bring immediate relief to the families facing extreme hardship due to the prolonged drought. He also highlighted that the Tajura region had been among the regions most severely impacted by the crisis, with both people and livestock suffering from shortages of food and water. The prefect did not fail to emphasize the importance of coordinated effort between the central government, local authorities, and community leaders to ensure fair and efficient distribution of the supplies. The prefect of Tajura region, Mohammed Abbas, added that the population had shown resilience in the face of adversity and that this support will help ease the pressure on vulnerable households. Let's turn to other news. The national consultation process for the development of Djibouti's third national development 2025-23 officially began this morning at Kempinski Palace Hotel. The event brought together government representatives, public institutions, technical and financial partners, so civil society organizations, and private sector actors for a day of fruitful discussion. The Minister of Finance, Ilyas Moussa Dawale, presented the concept note outlining 5 core principles to guide the new plan: strong national leadership, building on a previous achievement, a participatory approach, a result-based management, and alignment with the key international commitments such as the Sustainable Development Goals and the African Union's Agenda 2063. It was stated that preliminary consultation had already been carried out with stakeholders from key sectors including education, health, employment, energy, digital transformation, and government, as well as cross-cutting issues such as environmental sustainability and human development. Officials stressed that the main goal of the consultation was to gather the expectation of citizens, especially those living in historically underserved inland regions, in order to create a development plan that truly responds to their needs. Taking the floor, the Director of Economic Affairs highlighted that the adoption of strategic planning since 2015 had significantly contributed to laying down a clear and solid foundation for the country's national development. He emphasized that this approach had enabled better coordination of resources and more effective prioritization of projects, which is in turn help accelerate economic growth and improve public services. Meanwhile, a representative of civil society expressed strong support for the government's openness to participatory dialogue in shaping the new national development plan. She underlined that such inclusiveness fosters a trust between the government and citizens and creates a shared sense of ownership over the country's progress. She further pointed out that involving diverse groups, especially women and youth, not only empowers these communities but also enrich the plan with fresh ideas and perspective, ensuring that development policies are more responsive to the needs of all segments of society. For his part, the representative of the United Nations Development Programme praised the effort made by the government of Djibouti in strategic planning. She noted that in partnership with its collaborators, the country had succeeded in strengthening in reinforcing guiding policies and strategies that form the foundation of national development over the short, medium, and long terms. She emphasized that the adoption of the new national plan, which is still under preparation, clearly reflects Djibouti's strong political will to wisely and effectively lead its development trajectory. The UNDP representative also explained that the National Development Plan covering the period 24 had served as a pivotal guidance tool. In turn, the representative of the United Nations system in Djibouti described the launch of this process as one of the country's most significant milestones of the year. He affirmed that preparing the new development plan will be a cornerstone for development work in the coming phase. He noted that the upcoming National Development Plan will not only be crucial for the government but also serve as a key reference for all technical financial partners, including the UN agencies operating in the country. In his statement, the president of the Djiboutian Chamber of Commerce, Yusuf Musa Dawali, expressed his sincere appreciation to the government for actively involving private sector representatives in the workshop. He emphasized that such engagement is crucial for ensuring that economic development plans reflect the realities and needs of businesses. He also noted that stronger collaboration between the public and private sectors will contribute significantly to creating jobs, fostering innovation, and boosting the country's overall economic growth. Meanwhile, the representative of the World Bank reaffirmed his institution's firm commitment to supporting Djibouti throughout the process. She stressed that the formulation and execution of the new development plan are vital strategic milestones aligned with the broader goals of Vision 2035. She added that the World Bank looks forward to deepening its partnership with the government and other stakeholders to mobilize the necessary resources and technical assistance. In his remarks, the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed opened the workshop launching the 2025-2030 National Development Plan by reaffirming the government's strong commitment to building an inclusive and prosperous future for Djibouti. He highlighted that under the leadership of President Ismail Omar Guelleh, the country has made important progress over the last decade, including doubling its GDP, developing infrastructure, and reforming key sectors, showing a clear vision and positive momentum. However, the Prime Minister also pointed out the need to stay aware of current challenges such as global economic instability, internal weaknesses, the effect of climate change, and the recent health crisis. These challenges have shown, he said, the importance of reinforcing Djibouti's independence and ability to adapt. The Prime Minister explained that the new National Development Plan will focus on speeding up economic diversification, ensuring balanced development across the country, and improving human capital, especially youth, who are seen as the nation's greatest asset. This means improving education, health, and training to support demographic changes, while also enhancing social protection and creating good quality jobs. So the Prime Minister stressed the importance of protecting the environment and adapting to climate change, making sustainable development the foundation of all public policies. He also reminded the audience that good governance, transparency in managing public funds, fighting corruption, and reinforcing the rule of law are key to attracting investment and increasing competitiveness. Finally, the Prime Minister called on all stakeholders, including government institutions, the private sector, civil society, and technical and financial partners, to work together to make this plan a powerful tool for transformation, reducing poverty, and ensuring prosperity. In an interview, the Minister of Economy expressed his satisfaction with the launch of the National Dialogue on the Third National Development Plan 2025-2030. He underlined that the strategic planning process, which began with extensive consultation across sectors such as education, health, employment, energy, digital technology, and governance, is crucial for building a comprehensive and inclusive plan. The minister emphasized that the plan's focus on collecting the expectation of citizens, especially those from the often neglected interior regions, will help ensure the plan effectively address real needs and promote balanced development. The Minister of Economy, Ilyas Musa Dawale, also highlighted the importance of the 5 fundamental principles guiding the plan. He finally assured that the Ministry of Economy is committed to supporting the coordination and implementation of the plan, aiming to improve public services, generate jobs, and boost overall economic performance. And now this breaking news from the Port and Free Zones Authority. Today, Djibouti Port and Free Zones Authority, in coordination with the Harbour Master and the General Manager of SGTD, extended emergency assistance to the crew of MV Magic Seas, a Liberian flagged bulk carrier that was attacked in the Red Sea southeast of Hodeidah in the Yemeni coast last Sunday. The vessel's crew abandoned the vessels at sea and they were rescued by the container ship Safin Prism and brought safely to Djibouti. A total of 22 seafarers were saved, including 1 Romanian, 1 Vietnamese, and 20 Filipino nationals. They disembarked in good health, safe and secure this afternoon at SGTD Container Terminal. Djibouti reiterates its commitment to maritime safety and to saving lives at sea in line with the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea. And still with the national news, under the leadership of Minister Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud and Minister Yunus Ali Gedi of Energy and Natural Resources, a workshop was held at the Omar Guelleh National Education Center. The event gathered key officials, including the Minister of Budget, Secretaries General of the Education and Energy Ministries, the CFEN Director General, and heads of educational institutions. The workshop aimed to raise awareness among school leaders and education ministry staff about the current state of energy expenses in the education sector. Its goal was to encourage responsible behavior and promote practical solutions to reduce energy costs. And after welcoming participants, the session began with a presentation on annual energy consumption per school and strategies for cutting costs. This was followed by a constructive discussion on these issues. Minister Mustafa Mohamed Mahamoud stressed the importance of reducing energy expenses by adopting simple habits like turning off fans and lights when not in use, emphasizing that small actions can significantly lower costs. Minister Yonis Ali Gidi highlighted that the workshop aligns with the national strategy to reduce energy consumption and call for collective responsibility, especially from education staff. Minister Isman Ibrahim Roble emphasized the need for careful public financial management, noting that the country often must rely on its own resources due to limited external funding. While speaking, the Minister of Energy, Yunis Ali Gidi, explained that the workshop and related efforts are part of the broader national strategy aimed at reducing energy consumption across all sectors. He emphasized the importance of collective responsibility in achieving these goals, particularly highlighting the crucial role of teachers and all staff working in education. He encouraged to adopt energy-saving habits in their daily routines, such as turning off lights and fans when not in use to help lower costs and conserve resources. The Minister, Yunis Ali Gidi, also stressed that such initiatives are essential not only for reducing government expenses, but also for protecting the country's natural resources and ensuring sustainable development. He concluded by urging ongoing commitment and cooperation among all stakeholders to successfully implement the national energy saving measures. For his part, the Minister of Budget, Isman Ibrahim Roble, emphasized the urgent need for strict and careful management of public finances. He reminded that the country largely relies on its own resources due to the limited availability of external funding. He highlighted that this reality makes even more important to optimize internal spending and avoid waste. The Minister of Budget also pointed out the crucial role that school directors and teachers play in implementing energy-saving measures at the local level. Minister Roble called for their active participation and leadership in encouraging responsible energy use within educational institutions. Furthermore, he urged for continuous awareness campaign and strong coordination among all stakeholders to ensure the effectiveness of this initiative. And finally, the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohamed Mahamoud, stressed the importance of reducing energy expenses. He emphasized that even small change in daily behavior, such as turning off fans and lights when they are not needed outside of working hours, can make a significant difference in lowering costs. He encouraged everyone within the education sector to adopt this simple but effective practices, highlighting that collective efforts at the individual level are key to achieving sustainable, substantial saving. The minister also pointed out that this action not only help reduce financial burdens, but also contribute to the sustainable use of energy resources. The education minister urged teachers, school staff, and administrators to lead by example and promote energy conscious habits throughout the educational system. And still with the national news, under the high patronage of the Minister of Decentralization, Qasim Harun Ali, a workshop on the implementation of the Obour Fabric project took place this morning at Kempinski Palace Hotel. This innovative initiative is spearheaded by the Regional Council of Oboch and aims to foster local development and collaboration. The event, chaired by the Minister of Decentralization, brought together a distinguished group of high-level institutional and technical stakeholders. Among those present were the Minister of Commerce and Tourism, Mohamed Wassam Diriye, the President of the Regional Council of Oboch, Mohamed Mohamed, the project initiator, the Prefect of Oboch, the representative of the International Organization for Migration, as well as numerous technical and financial partners. The Fabric of Oboch is envisioned as an innovative platform designed to promote collaboration, local innovation, and territorial development. Its main goal is to unite public, private, and civil society actors around a shared vision for the inclusive and sustainable development for Oboch region. During the workshop, key aspects of the project were presented, including its objectives, plan, implementation mechanism, and opportunities for synergies with the partner present. Participants engage in constructive discussion to explore ways and means to reinforce cooperation and maximize the project impact. The Regional Council of Oboch expressed his satisfaction with the collective commitment demonstrated during the workshop. Moving on now to the international news. President Donald Trump said there is a good chance of reaching an agreement this week between Hamas and Israel on hostage release and a ceasefire in Gaza. Palestinian resistance leaders believe in direct talks supported by Qatar and Egypt could soon lead to a ceasefire after over 21 months of conflict. They demand Israeli withdrawal, unrestricted humanitarian aid, and lifting the sanctions. Despite this, the situation remains tense. Egypt has completed Africa's largest wind farm on the Red Sea coast 4 months ahead of schedule. Built by the French company Engie, the wind farm has a capacity of 650 megawatts, enough to power over 1 million homes. Despite this, the situation remains good. So that's it for tonight news. Thanks for being with us and have a good night.